Ever notice how some people quietly slip away the moment things get loud, crowded, or chaotic? The party's in full swing, phones are buzzing, music is thumping, and they're already halfway home. Maybe you joke that they're antisocial, or maybe that person is you. You cancel plans and feel relief instead of regret. Your ideal evening includes silence, a closed door, and no one asking, "So what's new?" And somehow you're not lonely. You're calm. Today, we're diving into the psychology of people who like to be alone and what that preference is really saying about the mind. Picture this: it's Friday night. Invitations pop up on your screen. Group chats explode with energy. You read everything, then place the phone face down. Not because you're sad, not because you feel excluded, but because your mind already feels full. For one type of solitude lover, being alone isn't about avoiding people. It's about protecting mental energy. Psychologically, some brains process conversations deeply. Every interaction carries emotional weight, nuance, and subtext. So while others feel energized by socializing, these people feel drained. Alone time becomes recovery time. Silence isn't emptiness, it's a restoration. If this sounds familiar, you may notice that one intense conversation can exhaust you more than an entire day of work. Then there's another profile: someone who genuinely enjoys people, just not endlessly. They show up, engage, laugh, listen. But after a while, something shifts. Their body tenses, their thoughts scatter. They feel the urge to leave. This isn't boredom, it's overstimulation. Psychologically, their nervous system reacts strongly to constant input: voices, emotions, expectations, unspoken dynamics. Alone time resets their system. They're not shy, they're self regulating. When they disappear, it's not rejection, it's balance. Another kind of person prefers solitude because of autonomy. Imagine waking up with a fully active inner world: ideas, plans, reflections already running before breakfast. Social interaction feels like someone interrupting a movie halfway through. These individuals are often highly independent and internally motivated. Their satisfaction comes from progress, creativity, and inner clarity, not social validation. Being alone allows them to move freely, without compromise or explanation. If you've ever felt most authentic when no one else was around, this might be you. You're not escaping the world, you're syncing with your own pace. But here's a layer people rarely talk about. Some people learn to love being alone because it feels safe, not dramatically, subtly. Maybe past relationships were unpredictable. Maybe closeness came with pressure, conflict, or emotional exhaustion. Solitude becomes a controlled environment. Expectations disappear. Emotional risk drops. Psychologically, this can form as an adaptive strategy. It doesn't mean someone is broken or incapable of connection. Often, it means they're careful with where they invest emotionally. Alone time isn't emptiness, it's stability. It's a place where nothing is demanded. And that absence of demand feels healing. Then there's the thinker, the one who processes life internally before sharing it outward. They don't think out loud, they think inward. Long walks, late nights, staring into space while the world keeps moving. This kind of solitude fuels insight. Neurologically, their brain's reflective systems stay active when external noise drops. Being alone lets thoughts connect naturally, without interruption. If you've ever needed silence to untangle your emotions, or time alone to understand what you really feel, you already recognize this type. What's important to understand is this: liking solitude doesn't mean disliking people. It means the mind has a different relationship with stimulation, energy, and meaning. Society often praises constant connection, but psychology tells a quieter story. Chosen solitude can sharpen empathy, deepen self awareness, and improve emotional regulation. Many people who value alone time actually show up more fully when they do engage, because they're not depleted, rushed, or pretending to be someone they're not. Let's talk about the myth surrounding being alone. Somewhere along the way, solitude got confused with sadness. If you spend too much time by yourself, people assume something's wrong, but research and lived experience suggest otherwise. Many solitude preferring individuals report higher clarity, stronger boundaries, and a deeper sense of identity. They're not isolating because they're unwanted. They're selective because their energy matters, and they've learned the cost of giving it away carelessly. You might notice this in small behaviors. They leave early. They sit near exits. They guard their calendars. They think twice before committing. Not because they lack excitement, but because too much stimulation drains them faster than boredom ever could. Alone time restores control. And psychologically, control creates calm. Calm creates clarity. And clarity changes how you move through the world. There's also creativity here. Silence gives the mind space to wander. Many breakthroughs happen not in conversation, but in quiet moments. Showers, walks, late nights when the world finally stops demanding attention. When external input fades, internal connections strengthen. Solitude becomes fertile ground for insight, imagination, and problem solving. Of course, there's a difference between chosen solitude and forced isolation. One feels expansive, the other feels heavy. The key difference is agency. People who enjoy being alone choose it. They step away before resentment builds. They rest before burnout hits. That's not weakness. That's emotional intelligence. It's knowing when enough is enough and honoring that signal. Interestingly, many people who love solitude are exceptional listeners. When they engage, they're present, fully. No performance, no noise, just attention. Quiet doesn't mean disinterest. Often, it means depth. It means they're absorbing more than they're showing and responding with intention instead of impulse. So the next time you feel pulled toward quiet, notice what happens. Does your body relax? Do your thoughts organize? Do you feel more like yourself? That's not withdrawal. That's alignment. Understanding this psychology isn't about labeling yourself. It's about permission. Permission to rest without guilt, to prefer depth over noise, to choose silence without explanation. Solitude, for some minds, isn't an absence of life. It's where life becomes clearer. People who enjoy being alone are often deeply relational, just not constantly social. They crave meaning, not crowds. And when they choose connection, they do so intentionally. That makes it rare. That makes it valuable. So take a moment and reflect. Which part of this felt familiar? Which quiet moments bring you back to yourself? And if this resonated, you already know what to do. Stay curious. Stay gentle. Keep exploring the psychology beneath everyday behavior. Because when you stop fighting your nature and start understanding it, life becomes calmer, clearer, and far more intentional. And that quiet confidence can change everything. Sometimes the most powerful shifts don't announce themselves loudly. They happen in stillness, in small choices, in honoring what your mind has been asking for. When you listen to that quiet preference instead of resisting it, you stop apologizing and start living in a way that finally feels honest.